Hi everybody, welcome back. Thank you for joining me again. Today I'm going to be wrapping this shimmering piece of labradorite gemstone cabochon. It's oval shaped and it's about an inch long and about 3/4 of an inch wide. If you want to see me wrap this, continue watching. The wire that I'll be using today for wrapping will be 18 gauge silver colored, as well as 24 gauge silver colored, and of course your standard tools. I'm going to start by cutting 4 pieces of the 18 gauge wire at 12 inches each. Next, I take the weave wire, 24 gauge, and wrap it around one of those 12-inch wires that we cut. Start at the 3-inch point and wrap all the way up until you get to the other side, leaving another 3 inches on that side for a total of 6 inches of wrap. Next, I cut off the weave wire, leaving 6 inches. Align the 3 base wires and find the center at 6 inches and mark that point. Then go a 1/2 inch from that point on both sides and mark there. One here, 1/2 inch, and one here, 1/2 inch. You could use a piece of tape to hold the wires together. Next, we're going to wrap around this point and this point. I think I'm going to do about 6 wraps on each side, leaving the center point untouched. So let's go ahead and wrap this maybe 5 or 6 times. Make sure they're pressed close together and flat. Alrighty. So now I'm going to go ahead and snip this piece here. And I'll flatten that little tip there. Cut this one first. Alright. And we're going to do the same on the other side here. Okay, now that we have both sides wrapped, go ahead and trim this piece off. And flatten it. Both sides here, close together, and flatten. Alright, now take the pliers and put them right there in that center point that we made earlier. And we're going to bend the wires upward into a V shape. Just bend them into that V shape there. Next, I'm going to bend right there at the wraps that we made. Bend it outward a little bit on both sides. All right. Now I'm going to take that wrapped wire and place it around the cabochon just to get the shape of the cabochon. Okay. Just pull the wire around that way, and the same on this side. Now go to the top of that wire that we just bent and just make a little upward bend at the top on both sides. And pinch it together. There we go. Next, I'll take the framed wire and go ahead and frame the cabochon. Go ahead and hold the wires together and pinch right there at the top. Just leave a little space and pinch. There we go. Next, I just align both of the wrapped wires like this, and I think I want to take the very top 3 wires, exclude the back wire here, and then I think I want to make some wraps around the sides on both sides, so about 3 wraps around. Let's pull this out of the way a little bit, and I'm just going to wrap the weave wire around the side here on both sides. So I want to make sure that they're still aligned, and then I took a piece of it's a scrap piece actually, but it's the weave wire, and I'm just going to wrap it around those 3 wires a few times, maybe 3 times. The scrap wire was about 1 inch. Don't need much. So that's 2 wraps, and let's do 1 more. Make it 3. And I'll duplicate the same on the other side. Actually, that's 4, so let's do 4 on the other side. Go ahead and snip that wire on the inside of the frame. And flatten both pieces. So I wrap the other side, same as this one. Okay, now I'm going to go to the top, and we're going to close in the neck. I'm going to exclude the wrapped wire and the very next wire. I cut about 2.5 inches of the weave wire, and I'm just going to wrap it around the neck here, maybe 4 or 5 times. After wrapping, you can go ahead and snip the excess wire on the inside of the frame. And just press it flat if you need to. Make some adjustments if necessary. Now I'm just going to grab the very back wire and put a little bend inward, just so we can hold the stone inside I'm gonna do both sides here. Just to give the stone a little stability until I get it completely wrapped. So now I'll put the stone inside. Then I'll come to the top and do the same. Just give it a little bend inward. All right. So now I will turn it to the back, and these these 4 wrapped wires, I'm going to go ahead and continue to form our bail, and the first 4 wires we still have them separate. So I'm just going to do a basic bail wrap, just wrapping around all of these wires. So I've wrapped my bail, and I think I'm going to leave it there. That should be big enough for me. I'll just go ahead and trim the weave wire, leaving about 1.5 inches there just in case I need it for whatever reason. Now, grab my stepped pliers here. I'm going to use number 1, 2, 3, 4, the 4th one here. Actually, I'm going to use number 5. All right, and just go ahead and make that bend to form the bail there. So now I put the stone back inside, and here is where I figure out what type of design to put on the front. I think I'm going to take these 2 wires together and go around like that. As well as the other side. And I will curve these over around to the back, maybe. Yeah. Take it to the back of the piece. Then I think I will just take these wires and bring them through the bottom portion here, through this V shape at the bottom. Yeah. And grab my ply. Well, let's go ahead and cut this part real quick so it can be less wires in the way. So to finish pulling the wires through, I'll just grab 1 wire at a time. So just continue to pull these wires through, tighten them, and wrap them around this part here. And take this wire and wrap it around that. So before I do that, I'm going to continue this weave wire around this base wire here. Just continue wrapping it around. And then I'll wrap it around the entire wire around the V at the bottom like I had originally planned. Now I'll come back up to the top front here, and I think I'm just going to take these two wires to the back and have them come around the neck. Okay, and I still have to mess with these bottom wires also. Let's see. Alright, just trying to get them looking somewhat uniform and not just all over the place. Yeah. I think I'll bend these a bit here. Sorry guys for going off frame for a second, but I'm just messing with these wires, trying to get them situated where I think they should go. These wires here, I think I'm just going to take them toward the back of the piece. So I bent the wires around to the back, and I just snipped them and made some little loops right there. So this little piece of wire here, I was going to wrap it around there, but I think I'm just going to cut it off. I don't need it, really. Okay, I changed my mind and started wrapping that excess wire around this V to continue with the wraps around there, and I guess for a little added stability. Just gonna wrap until I get to the end and just press them close together and flatten that piece of wire. Well, that's it, you guys. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Hope you enjoyed. Bye-bye for now.